Guidance: steer clear. Now that Apple has discontinued this product, I don't recommend buying an airport router anymore, even though Apple is selling off the remaining stock. This is a shame since these products were rock solid and both easy enough for newbies to set up yet powerful and versatile enough for enthusiasts. Guidance: avoid if you can. Now that Apple has confirmed that there won't be a new Mac Pro until next year, presumably so as not to cannibalize iMac Pro sales, I think that the old Mac Pro should be off everyone's list, unless you absolutely rely on it and you have to replace one that's been taken out of action. Guidance: buy now and you might regret it when a newer version drops. With rumors of updated AirPods circulating, now may not be the time to shell out $159 on Apple's wireless earphones. There are also a whole raft of other earphones out there that are worth taking a look at. Guidance: steer clear. While the iPhone SE got a storage bump in March 2017, the underlying hardware remains the same as the original hardware released in March 2016. It's essentially an iPhone 6s in a different shell. This one is a tough call. While it's a solid entry-level device, given the age of the technology, it's a tough call as to whether to recommend it or not, especially given the persistent rumors of an iPhone SE2 upgrade being in the works. Guidance: lot of money for such an old device. Once Apple's thinnest and lightest laptop, it now is neither of these things, with the MacBook taking that spot in the lineup. The MacBook Air was last given a significant upgrade back on March of 2015, and rumors that it is being discontinued have been circulating for months. Apple could dramatically simplify its Mac lineup by letting this ancient one go. Guidance: old, but still works, but expensive for what it is now. This one is tricky. The hardware of the iPod Touch was last updated back in July 2015, which means that by modern standards it's getting quite long in the tooth. However, the July 2017 price cut means that it's a better deal than it was a few weeks ago. Personally, I'd see what happens at the next iPhone launch. It's quite possible that the price cut was a way for Apple to clear stock of the 6th generation models before making an update. Or it may be a way to clear stock before killing it off altogether. Either way, I'd wait and see what happens this month. Guidance: buy something cheaper and better. I would never buy another Lightning cable from Apple, as there are far better alternatives on offer from companies such as Anker, Amazon, Nomad, and Perishable. The only time I recommend buying an Apple cable is if you want USB-C fast charging capability on the iPhone X or iPhone 8. Only the genuine Apple cable is currently compatible with this feature. Some more unscrupulous sellers may claim to support fast charging, but they don't. Guidance: avoid like the plague. Once the low-cost gateway device into the Mac ecosystem, the Mac Mini last saw refresh love from Apple in October 2014. Nothing about the Mac Mini makes sense anymore. The form factor was based around the footprint of an optical drive, and the idea was that those switching up from a PC could keep their old peripherals and just slot the Mac Mini into their workflow. Nowadays the focus is more on laptops, and the Mac Mini feels like a relic of a bygone era. But it's a shame. I've owned a number of Mac Minis, and they were all awesome workhorses. It's a real shame that Apple has nothing to replace them with. Guidance: steer clear. As the iPhone gets bigger, the case of the iPad mini gets weaker. This is doubly so if the OLED iPhone 8 ships with the rumored 5.8-inch display. The iPad mini is also getting old, with the September 2016 update being only a storage bump. There are also some pretty strong rumors that suggest Apple is getting ready to drop the iPad mini from its lineup. Guidance: steer clear. A $99 silicone case with a 2000 mAh battery sandwiched into it doesn't make sense when you can buy bigger and better and more ergonomic power banks for a lot less.